Super League basketball is levelling up British youths. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Looking for a lob there, miscommunication. Here come the London Lions. Leave it for Great Scott!
Chance to run, Diggins out in front, Diggins hammers it in! It's a 3-point ball game! Shovels it back to Robinson, Robinson lays it in! It's into Diggins, back to Rideau. Rideau creates room, fires up the shot for the win! LaQuincy Rideau on the buzzer!
Solowati finds right, corner, three, bang!
Robinson out to White. White relocates for three, and he is the all-time leader in three-pointers made for Cheshire basketball.
Happy Easter Sunday, everyone, and welcome to Ellesmere Port, the home of Cheshire Phoenix. We have an Easter treat on our hands where London Lions are in town. And with a victory today, they could wrap up the regular championship season and add a third trophy to their cabinet. But one thing I know about Cheshire is they protect home court. They are playing their best basketball after an incredible win last week against Bristol. 116 points to 73. Well, I'm Amy Stewart and I'm joined by Lauren Thomas Johnson as we have got a thriller on our hands. Lauren, if you're Cheshire and you are, you've got London Lions coming in number 1 and you're number 2, what is your mindset and your, how you're feeling today?
Well, I think it's important that we don't put all the thought on them. We make it about us. We go to our strengths. We do what we're good at. We do what we're the best at, which obviously we know what it is with Cheshire. They get out, they love to run, they love to shoot the three. And I think it's really important that they focus on what they're really good at and not focus on London and if they win and winning on their home court, you know?
I think that's such a great point because, like I said, they've been playing amazing. They shot 22 threes in that Bristol game. So let's have a look at this week's games and fixtures. Well, here you are, and that was the big shocker for me. Obviously, London Lions beat Caledonia, and then Sharks beat Riders very, very well. But it was that Surrey game to Manchester. That fourth quarter was a wild one. And Manchester only scored 5 points, so it was 30-5. And then there's a triple header today. Already the Riders have bounced back and got that win against the Flyers. That game's still going on where Newcastle are in front, and then ours today. So let's look at the standings. Here it is, London Lions at the top, 21-5, but right there, Cheshire Phoenix, 17-11, and right in that second and fourth is kind of all to play for. But it works out all well because, this is going to be an important game, especially for how Cheshire are feeling. But earlier on, we got to speak to both coaches, so let's listen to what they had to say. With 6 games left, the regular season, a victory tonight could wrap up the championship season for you guys and collect your third trophy. Is that a focus for this evening?
The most important is playing the right way. The win comes doing the right things defensively and offensively, and then, it's just the regular season win. We have to stay focused with what we want to do every day.
And what's the biggest challenge when playing a team like Cheshire?
mental toughness. A team that runs fast, that shoot a lot of threes. Last game, 22 threes made out of 48 shots. That's a lot, so you just have to be mentally tough to be ready to get back on defense. And, the transition defense is probably number one key, boxing out and then one-on-one.
And then congratulations of Coach of the Month. How proud of you are you, with your team, and, what can you bring from that?
It's always good to get recognition, but again, it's not me, it's the guys. They give me that award, so I'm just happy that they keep working, they keep understanding the game plans and what we're trying to build here, so I'm just very happy about that.
Okay, well, good luck for this evening. See you then.
Thank you.
Happy Easter, Ben. A great win versus Bristol last week. How's your week been, and what have you been focusing on?
Yeah, I think it was probably our best performance of the season, overall performance, offensively and defensively. We took a couple of hits, so just trying to get as fit as we possibly can for today's game. Obviously, the result last night means that London can win the championship today on our home floor, and that's something that we definitely don't want to happen. So, focus a lot on how we can disrupt them. They're a very well-drilled, systematic team, and it's just about making sure that we do everything that we can to play our game, to play our style.
And as they are, if they win tonight, which will be very difficult, is there anything that you've changed strategy-wise on offense or defense for that?
Not particularly. I think we've done a pretty good job in the second leg of the trophy game and the cup game, where we won here. So I think it's pretty much more of the same of that, really, to be honest. Defensively, we had done a couple of things differently to just try and get them out of their system, and it worked. So yeah, we'll be hoping for more of the same today.
And just your strengths going against a team like London Lions, what are some of those things that can help you tonight?
Yeah, I think it's a really interesting game. We're obviously the number one offence in the league, they're the number two offence in the league, but we get to it in completely different ways. We're the number one pace, they're the number 9 pace team in the league. So we've got to implement our style, miss or make, stop or score. We've got to get out, we've got to try and create advantages, whether it's 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. If we can do that, we give ourselves a chance.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Cheers, Daniel.
Well, Lauren, I talked about the fine form that Cheshire have been playing, and one of the players that we wanted to shout out and make sure we watch is LaQuincy Rideau.
And as you know, LaQuincy Rideau he's just a court general. He will put everybody on his back. He'll take them tough shots when he needs to. He's just a solid all-around great player.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's just what's the most important. What I find when I watch Cheshire play, he's really controlled and he knows when to switch it on. He knows what the team needs, and that's what a good team needs as a point guard, just like Rideau.
And he knows when to bully his way and push somebody right over. He nearly had a triple-double last game against Bristol, 23 points, 10. He had 10 assists as well. So that's what's the nice thing about Rideau, where, if the scoring isn't going his way, can throw off a dime.
And he's really been getting to the boards as well. I think for a point guard as well, that is also something to add that to your game is so important.
Yeah. And another one that we want to watch on the London side is somebody that Cheshire knows very well. It's Aaron Wright.
Aaron Wright. Old reliable is what I like to call him.
Yes.
He's just, as well like Rideau, a really controlled player. He knows when to switch it on, but when he does switch it on, I find if you're on the other team, you're in some trouble.
Yep.
He's shooting 34.2% from the 3-point line at the moment.
Dan would be proud of you of that 0.2. Okay.
0.2, yeah. Shout out, Dan. He's only averaging 6.9 points at the moment, but the last few games he's been playing really, really well. And like I said, he's such a controlled, important player for London.
Yeah, and like you said, that points has been something that he's been struggling, but the last three, especially against the Sharks, he had 10 points, but also the rebounding. Even though his points haven't been dropping I don't think he has that many shot options, but he rebounds the ball so well.
The ball, yeah, absolutely. And like we said, every team needs a player also the player that does the things that sometimes aren't on the stat sheet, and I do find that Wright is one of those players as well.
Yeah, a glue type of guy.
Yeah.
Well, let's have a look at the starting fives for both teams. Here's London with Brown, Rye, Williams, Phillip, and Shavar Jr. And, I've done a lot of London Lions, especially with the Euro Cup season, and they have changed their starting lineups multiple times. And then we'll have a look at Cheshire's starting five. Let's see who they go with. I'm guessing Rideau will be in there. He Sure is. So it's Diggins, Policelli, White, Rideau, and Brenchley. And the thing is, Ben has just, what I'm really excited about this game, sorry, before we start, is London Lions has so many weapons, but so does Cheshire.
I think it's a really even matchup in the sense of that, like, you've got your starting fives, which are great. Like you said, both teams have had an array of starting fives throughout this season, but then it's also the weapons that they've both got coming off the bench as well. I think it's going to be a really, really good game.
Yeah, and another weapon that they have off the bench is Robinson. He is playing outstanding this season, leading the league in scoring, getting to the free throw line. So it's definitely not only going to be a great game for these guys, I think it's going to be a coaches match as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
A chess game.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's see who's playing chess and let's see who's playing checkers.
Okay. Well, it's almost game time here. So an Easter treat. We actually got some nice Easter eggs already.
We did.
Yeah, Cheshire looks after us. We got 2 Easter eggs that we'll enjoy at half time.
The only Easter egg I got, Donald and Jane. That was the only one I got from chess.
So Dean Williams has got a sneaky Apple Watch. Wait.
Hey.
And he's just thrown his
sweaty tape at us.
Yeah. Right.
He apologised.
Yes, he did. What a gentleman. Well, anyway, here we go. And London Lions wins the jump ball. They're in their away whites and Cheshire in their black home uniforms. So Phillip gets a screen from Williams. Over to Wright. Drives. Can't get the finish, but a wrap up between the old teammates Rideau and Wright.
And I didn't say this early, but obviously Rideau knows this court.
Yeah.
So I think that's a little, not Rideau, sorry, Wright knows this court, sorry. Yeah, that's a little added advantage for him.
Yeah, because, you know, all the shots, the practices, and he'd probably feel comfortable in here. He was well loved, won a trophy with Cheshire. Here's Brenchley over to Rideau. This is where he likes to make his money. This is going to be a matchup to Phillip and Rideau. That's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
Mismatch down low. White has Phillip draped all over him. Step back. No. And good rebound from Diggins. I think that's going to be good for Cheshire too if they can get second chance opportunities.
Absolutely. If they can get all those second chance opportunities, get into that offensive board, I think we'll really like that battle there. I think if they're just battling for all of those second chance points, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, honestly. Well, nobody's scored yet. We're nearly over a minute, excuse me. And both teams have had a look at the basket. Reynolds Jr., a nice little easy finish. Head coach Sabonis keeps walking in front of me and getting in my way. Here's Rideau. Nice backdoor from Diggins. Good defense from Rye.
Great defense from Rye there. It's just had Diggins passing to the crowd. I think he thought somebody was going to be in the corner, which as a coach you always do say, if someone drives baseline, someone needs to get in that corner.
Yeah, look at this full court defense from Diggins here. And I do like Diggins' defense. He uses his length so well.
And he can guard, I like that he can guard a point guard and he can guard a big.
And there it is, tough defense, and then a foul on Shavard Reynolds Jr., a bit of a frustration foul, and there it is, using his length, bothering.
Yeah, he's really good laterally. That's why he's great to guard a, like a point guard player, but then he's also got that length.
I used to switch 1-3-5. Remember those days?
Yeah, I do. And you were agile as well.
Tell the people. Tell the people. Here comes Diggins. Tries to shoot override. Doesn't work. Right. Only 2 minutes here have gone. And Cheshire's still looking for their first basket. Shot missed. White cleans up the boards, and here comes Rideau, crosses over. And a good job from Rye. Here come London Lions. Brown out and loses the ball. And they're going to say Lions ball. And you know what? The other matchup is Rideau and Rye. Like you said, they know each other well. They've probably practiced multiple times, where every week I come here, Rideau gets to the basket so easy. Not so easy today.
Because Rye knows. Rye, like you said, they've played with him. They've probably gone head-to-head so many times in practice.
Here's Phillip, bumps off the defense and drops that off. So Rideau trying to get something and gets bumped by Brown Jr. and will go to the free throw line. Really great crowd here today. It's a half term. Why not? And Easter Sunday.
I'm not going to lie.
It was so loud.
It was so loud when we first started. We were both so overstimulated.
And shouting because the fans are one of the best in the SLB. They show up every week. And that's the first point. Took them 2.5 minutes to get on the board. Well, the other fans.
I was just going to say, we've got some Lions fans in the building as well.
Right behind their bench. Not too many of them, but enough to make some noise. Just checking something on the board. Here's this foul where he's able to. He's so good at that.
He's so good at drawing the foul. Him and Robinson are really good at it. It's because they both got really good body control.
And they're strong.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to guard Rideau. He's built like an ox, whatever you want to call him, but he always initiates that contact and bumps off the defense, and then he's just got that little bit of space. But with Rye, who can match that strength with him, and he's got size. So,
yeah.
Well, that one rattles in and out. Here comes Tariq Phillip. Phillip skips through, finishes. Policelli trying to find something. Rye all over him. Rideau. Nice little screen from White, looking for a pass. Here he is. He's got 7 seconds to work with. Nice little turn around, baseline and reverse. The first bucket of the evening. Lovely pass, and Williams is fouled.
That was a great pass. Thread the needle, got right there to Williams, and one play. Can he get the extra bucket? Yeah, look at that.
Dean Williams, for me, has been one of the consistent players for this London Lions. They've had so many injuries. No, Captain Obisoko has made the trip, but Dean Williams has just been somebody who's just been a solid brick in their foundation. So Rideau, Frenchley takes the drive, the bump, and finishes. Lovely finish from
Lovely finish there, but we know that that's what Brenchley can do. He can get to the basket or he can knock down that three.
Well, here comes the steal. Rideau is fouled by Aaron Rye, and House of Bonus likes to, they use their team fouls. Any transition, they'll foul and stop. It's their ethos or their style or culture.
Yeah.
They don't like any quick transitions. They'll use their fouls.
You're going to use them all against this team. Because the one thing Cheshire like to do is get out to the races.
Yeah, it gets out in transition. You're right. But this is tough. They're draped all over. Here's Brenchley. Easy bucket. Takes on Mo Salawade. Brenchley's another guy that just consistently, a glue guy, does the hard things
And just does what he's good at all the time. He doesn't try and do anything outside of his realm.
Yeah.
And he's just really solid.
You're right. Here's Rye down low, taking on Brenchley. Nice step, fadeaway, can't get it to go. Actually, Brenchley's mum was in town, and that's a turnover, and it goes back to London. Those are the ones they can't afford. Brenchley's mum was in town for spring break, and came over to myself and Dan Routledge and just said thank you for always speaking so nicely of her son. Yeah, so, and he is expecting a baby in the summer. So a baby Brenchley is on the way.
Baby Brenchley's on the way.
Yeah.
Good luck to him playing and being a parent, because it is not easy.
Yes, we'll get to that in a minute. Here's Philip. Yes, you are. You played for Manchester Basketball, and you're a mum of 3 and hooping.
Yeah, I was trying.
And
Came back.
Did you play pregnant?
I did with both of them. I played till I was about under the doctor. The doctor said it was fine, by the way. But yeah, with Rain, I went to about 17 weeks, and then I was done.
Wow. Okay, not all superheroes wear capes. Here's Philip. Offensive foul, and Simonis isn't happy with that, but a good call.
Yeah, coach isn't happy with that call.
And the last time these guys play, you can see Price.
Yeah.
And now here comes the technicals, and Philip isn't taking the ball. And the thing is about these two teams, just like Manchester Basketball and London Lions, I feel is quite a rival, but so is Cheshire.
Well, absolutely, and it's 1 versus 2.
Yeah.
We said this. There's a lot at stake today. Obviously, London want today to be the day that they win the championship, and obviously Cheshire don't want it on their court.
Right.
And no, you're not doing that on my court.
I hear that. That's such a good point. It is 1 versus 2 in the table, as Policelli will shoot the free throws, and Philip will go to the bench and come down as Policelli knocks that down. And just before that little explosion started, I was saying these two teams, there's a lot of animosity. They've got into it before, but I like it. I like
I love it.
The intensity, the competition.
Yeah, I love when it's like that.
Yeah.
I like when the stakes are high.
Yeah. Here's Rideau. Is fouled by McGusty.
I like a little ego versus ego.
Yeah.
I like when it's like that.
Yeah. You're right, and I think also, London Lions have lost to Cheshire in the Cup.
Yeah.
Here it was 84-76, the only time that they did fall to Cheshire, but still. And also you kind of want to match up here, as we go into April and we're getting to playoffs. Where are you? Where do you stand? Because no doubt they will see each other again.
Well, absolutely. And like you said in the table as well, that middle section is really tight.
Yeah.
So you've got to think Cheshire have got Manchester right behind them. Then, they want to... This will be a really big win for them.
Yeah. And actually talking about seeing them again, they see them their next game, Cheshire, and it's being super physical. And both teams are matching the physicality. Lindo's going to be subbed in, and Rideau. Yeah, so the last 3 games for Cheshire are London, Caledonia, and Leicester. And London Lions have 6 games still left of
6 games.
Yeah, they've got loads. More. So here's Brown over to Price. McGusty, the MVP from the Cup. Brown steps into that one, misses. Bonicelli rips down a rebound. Lovely job. Here they come. Tobias Cameron pushes it back out. Zona, he can hit a 3 from there. No. And here's Brown, Junior, steps through. Euro step, lovely finish. And that's one of those transition fouls.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we said they were going to use them.
Just check how many. That's Dean's first foul. Nobody's in 2 fouls yet, are they? No.
No.
And here comes Joel Scott for the first time this evening. And this was the strength of the bench that I was talking about of the London Lions. We haven't seen Robinson yet. Interesting that Lindo has come off the bench before Robinson, and he's subbed in. So I'm a little bit... I'll keep an eye out on that.
He was warming up. I think Ben knows. He's a little secret weapon there.
I don't know, you know.
Really?
Yeah, he looks like he's got a long sleeve on. Okay, he could have a long sleeve on.
I wear a long sleeve.
Yeah, but that doesn't tell anything. But
he's a bit nippy in it.
Yeah, but he's usually the first sub in. Here's Policelli, gets his own rebound, is smothered and is travelled underneath the basket. Okay, yeah, that is silly. Okay, but I do think he's got earrings in. There you go. He's got earrings in. He's not coming.
Listen, he warms up in a chain.
he knows what he's doing, but I don't think he's going to be well for this game, which is a massive loss. Here's
massively
McGusty. He's got the mismatch against Zona because downhill to Scott, and they're going to say off of Tobias's foot. Nice little reverse layup from Wright. So Policelli. Oh, he decides to let one go and uses the bank. It's Sunday, but it's open.
It's open. It's Easter Sunday, but the bank is for sure open.
Right, down low. Great footwork. Excellent
so
finish.
Control.
Brilliant. Honestly, brilliant. Here's Lindo. Trying to find a pass. Policelli. Oh, he lets it rain from three. No, it was a deep three. Solowade. Oh, it's stolen from Policelli. And he's on his own.
Great defense there, just getting in the passing lane. You got to step to the ball when you want to catch it.
You better tell him. Solowade. 15 apiece. Right. Looking for the one-on-one. He's got 6 seconds to work with. The double comes over that leaves Mo Solowade open, shooting a fantastic clip in the 40s this season. Cameron comes down, trying to get the one-on-one, is blocked by Price. And the Lions down the other end so quickly in the transition game. Rye in the corner. No. Good box out from Zona. And I'm not even catching my breath here, Lauren, to let you in, because both of these teams are going
so fast.
So fast. And one thing we love about Cheshire is how fast they can get up and down, but Lions can keep up with that pace.
I was going to say, Lions can match that. And I just think that's what... Sometimes Cheshire they don't always get that match. It's always them out and the other team's just trying to get their breath and slow them down. But now with London, it's kind of, they're getting a taste of their own medicine.
And that's going to be a basket interference, but a fantastic, and you talked about Radeau's ability to not only score, but lovely assist there.
Yeah, he finds his teammates all the time.
Is that a no-look pass?
Yeah.
No-look? Or something?
Well, like I said, he's just a great court general, and he knows where everybody is all the time.
Yeah, that's such a disappointment that Robinson's not in today, because his ability to get downhill is tremendously... Well, his double team of Scott out to Williams. No.
There won't be as many free throws today, then. If Robinson's not playing, there won't be as many free throws. Because if there's one thing Robinson's going to do, it's get to that free throw line.
Yeah, well, a full court press nearly turns it over, but falls into Radeau's hands. He bumps and misses badly. Right, goes against Skylar White. Salawade over to Williams. He wants the 1-on-1. Takes his time. Eyes are up, excuse me. Turn around. No. Balotelli. Rideau waiting for White's screen. Usually White pops, but there he's rolling down. Here's Lindo, takes the bump, soft touch, can't get it to go, and both teams up and down. Here comes Williams. And a big foul from White, and they're gonna say basket good.
Oh, I'm one. Okay.
Skylar
we needed
White.
that. It was so fast.
Catch our breath and have a drink. Skylar White wanted the foul on the floor.
It's a tough one. He was in the motion.
And Lions have been riddled with injuries, and they're finally kind of getting all of their main guys back. Scott went down in the Euro Cup season as the Cheshire fans do their job and make him miss with a hamstring, and now kind of getting back into full game shape.
And that's hard for a team when it's almost a clip when you've not all been together, you've not all been healthy. That's a really
tough time.
Really tough.
Here's Rideau down low, wants the 1-on-1. Spin, no. Salawade.
Cameron will put his body on the line.
Oh, he must have an ice bath every game.
Oh, an ice bath. Remember them things in college that used to inflate? What was it called? The Normatec or something?
Oh, yeah.
He needs a Normatec at home.
Yeah, a Normatec. You put your legs up against the wall.
You'll have to do that all night.
Yeah, drain out the... yeah, he does work hard. I like him too. I really like this Cheshire team, to be honest. You've got a whole bunch of guys that are willing to sacrifice their body and take hits like that and just constantly work hard. Missed by Aaron Wright. Cameron decides to recycle it out. That was a good decision as we're down to the last seconds here in the first quarter. Cheshire down 3. Rideau out to Tobias Fine. Skylar White has plenty of time. No, overshoots it. And that will be the first quarter done and dusted. It's Cheshire Phoenix 17, London Lions 20.
That was a really good find. I just think, sometimes when you're too open.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skylar's a little bit too open there.
And he just hit the...
he just won the Cheshire Award, hasn't he? He has the most 3 points made in Cheshire history. And you know why I love that? Because last time I was here commentating, he came over to Danny and he was like, I'm only 6 away. And Dan was like,
no, you ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the stats of the first quarter. And what really sticks out, both teams are 3-point line, 1 from 4 from Cheshire, 1 from 5.
That's because they've been going downhill. It's been a lot of downhill,
to the
downhill,
baskets,
downhill.
which London's 57 and Cheshire 38.
Yeah, it's the rebounding there. You've got 13 for Cheshire, 11 for London, but then also the assists. London have 5 assists.
Yeah, sharing the ball.
Yeah.
And points off of turnovers, both have 4 points off of turnovers. So there's your stats for the first quarter, and actually I'm quite happy about it because there was a moment there that both these teams were in a track meet. But you know what? Both teams happy to run at Formula 1 speed. They go back and forth, and they make your job really easy because I just got to keep talking until a moment is had.
But it's like what we said. London matched the Cheshire, because Cheshire will do this all day.
Yeah.
We know that about the Cheshire Phoenix at this point in the season, but we also know that London will match that. And honestly, it's really hard to defend as a player.
Yeah.
It's your worst nightmare, that up and down, up and down, up and down.
Sub me out.
Point guard, slow it down.
Yeah.
Slow it
And
down.
you know what? And
Run a head tap, screen.
Yeah. And I remember when I was playing and we would go up and down, especially if we've missed, I would go to my point guard and say, calm down. But both of these teams run at that frequency, so they're perfectly fine. Me, on the other hand, I got 2 up and downs and I'm out of here.
Where I'm like, Georgia, let's keep this going.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. So McGusty looking for a pass, finds Reynolds, skips through, don't get the one. He's upset with himself.
There's like a little lid on that basket.
Yeah, little person on there. Maybe the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, the Cheshire Phoenix Easter Bunny. It's about to get very loud in here now.
Yeah. This is the 5th time that they've played each other as he misses the free throw. This is their 3rd championship game and they played twice in the cup. So it's 3-1 for London Lions as Rideau can't get the soft touch, but Diggins misses the dunk. And Rideau finds a cutting Lindo. That's pretty.
That was a good finish.
And the finger roll to execute that play. Yeah, foul. And he goes straight to the bench, he knows. He's got 2 fouls. But you know, other teams, like the depth of Cheshire that you can.
Yeah.
Now you bring in Brenchley, who started this game really well. Augusti. Yeah.
And that's those weapons that we were just talking about, like to sub Lindo out, who obviously is a great player, and look who's coming in.
Right. Is fouled by Diggins. Diggins doesn't believe so. That was tough defense. I don't know if I thought that was a foul either, but as a defender, you never foul, right?
I never. I don't think I've ever fouled.
No.
In my 20 plus years of basketball.
There we go. Let's have a look at this. Tough.
Yeah.
Tough call. So a 4-point game. Diggins over to Brenchley. Screen by Skylar White. A massive screen, in fact. Looking for the pass. It's nearly stolen away. Now they've got 7 seconds to work with, and this is a turnover. They've got numbers if they want it. 5 on 4, and Tobias gets back in time. Great job from getting off the floor, back on the defensive end. Down low to Scott. Oh, good defense. They gang defense on him, but he's able to finish. Excellent job from Scott. Wow, that was a good defensive look.
And a great finish on the offensive end. He missed, got his own rebound, put it back up.
And Scott is a problem. You know, when he was healthy right at the start of the league, I thought, wow, nobody can, there's no
He's so strong.
Yeah, so strong. Look at this. Rideau comes over, but what you got to do, you got to box out.
Yeah, and it was actually great defense there by Rideau. He actually made him change his shot. That's why he missed the first time around, but then, like you said, you need to box out.
Yeah, indeed. So, Ben Thomas calls a timeout. He uses his timeouts really well. I like, you know, he does it as soon as a little lead or some momentum happens.
A little bit of a run, he nips it right in the bud, really, really quick.
Very, very quick. And then he also likes to use a timeout if there's, you know, a couple of seconds and he wants to get a shot up. Even if they're winning, he'll do that.
He'll still call it.
So here's our top scorers, and Policelli with 6 is leading the scorers.
You've got Rye's got 6. And then you've got Scott with 4 and Philip with 4. We've not seen Philip again since he got really
upset
before.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was him then. No.
Yeah. Well, the average points for the top scorers for London Lions this season is 16. That is on pace for the lowest since live stats era since 2008. So London Lion, nobody averages over 16 points. That's him. He subs out. And
they've got such a good rotation, so it does make sense.
Sprinchley misses. And you can hear Coach Sabonis saying, go, 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 go. Out of control, trying to look for the foul. Tobias Cameron, lovely job. Woo!
And you know what? That was good recognition from Rye there, not to foul, send him to the line.
Yeah. But they're turning London Lions over, out in transition. They're down 4. Is McGusty, who's been quiet. Has he scored yet? No, I don't think he's got his first bucket yet. Here's Scott against White. This is a battle. And Rideau comes up with it. Cameron takes the bump, doesn't get the finish, and bodies all over the floor.
Oh, there he is.
Here he is, Tariq Phillip.
Yeah, he's going back in.
Getting ready to sub back in. And talking about that ice bath, there's Tobias hitting the deck again.
But he is willing, like you said, he's always willing to put his body on the line. Oh. Phillip's back in and the crowd are booing him because of his reaction earlier. We've got to finish those. Both teams not shooting amazing from the free throw line at the moment.
Just listening to head coach Sabonis and
you were
Shabazz.
eavesdropping there.
I took my headphones off. I wanted to see. Actually, it was quite a positive conversation. So Policelli is coming back into the game. Great minutes from Cameron, especially diving on the floor and knocking down those free throws. So 3-point game, McGusty brings it up. Diggins is back in the game to be a pest. Brown. He's trying to find his way to the basket. Tough and strong finish for Brown. That's Brown's 4th point. Here comes Rideau. Right back at Brown. No, doesn't get the finish. That's a tough drive. Brown overshoots it. Both teams kind of overshooting the ball, and Phillip can't get it to go. Coach is saying foul, but they don't. Rideau out to Policelli. Nice little double clutch. And Phillip better be careful. He's got to walk it off. He's already had a tech. And if he
So one more and he'd be gone, right?
He's gone.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, you better start the bus.
I mean, why am I asking that like I don't know? I've had a couple of texts in my time.
Really? No, not you.
Yeah, if you can believe it.
I never had a tech.
Of course you've not.
I know, I haven't. I don't think
Miss
I
Cool,
have.
Calm and Collective.
Yeah. I just jog it off.
Yeah, you're like, oh, next one.
Who, me?
Nothing can hold me down.
Well, Phillip bet to be careful because he's over there talking to the referee and he's on thin ice. So Policelli misses the first free throw and misses them both. Those are the points that you need, especially when you're down and the clock is stopped. Over to McGusty. Trying to get the screen, but White doing a good job. Now he helps. Defense, good, lovely, but Scott trying to clean it up. And the help defense from Cheshire.
And I was just about to say, I really love, every time I watch Cheshire play, I love how they guard screens. I love the communication.
Yeah.
So it depends. whoever is the guard in the post, it depends. If it's Diggins, they'll switch because Diggins can guard a post or a guard. If it's someone like Skylar, he just does a really big hard hedge and then tries to roll back. He doesn't actually roll back to his player, he rolls back to the other player. And they do like a big switch out. They communicate so well on defense.
Here's Brenchley, a quick trigger. No, Price comes down. Here comes Phillip. Crosses over, good screen. And a foul from Diggins, and we're back to the fact of nobody fouls, and Diggins has to come to the bench. It's been tough. I feel like both teams are playing super hard, super aggressive, and you might have to adjust to the refereeing now because where they went from not calling it at all to now.
Now the refs are calling a little bit more. So yeah, I do agree, and that's where you've got to have that poise as a player.
Yeah, there's Phillips, can't get it.
To recognise that the refs are doing that.
And Policelli gets the ball and a foul from Sandy. And there's one of those transition.
Yeah.
As they have fouls to give, actually, that will go to the third team foul. Sandy's first. Excuse me, second. Oh, no. She's putting on 3. Yeah, so 3 team fouls. So Rideau. Not sure what Cheshire are doing here. Here's Brenchley. Trying to get the one-on-one, and if he could just go through the defense, he's kind of falling out of that. He's not going to get that call.
I was going to say refs aren't going to call that.
McGusty is under pressure and manages to knock that down with Zona in his face.
He loves that pull-up jumper at the top of that key.
He sure does. Yeah, so Diggins, that's his 3rd foul, so tough. Let's see who comes out with it. Of course, now Policelli looks good from here. Strings it, nothing but net. Lovely job.
And London do not want him to get hot.
Yeah.
Because one thing, when he's feeling it, he is feeling it.
Yeah. He's got the ultimate green light. Here's McGusty. They've left Brown open. Can he answer back? No. Zona comes down with it. And Rideau swings it to the other side. Policelli is fouled multiple times and finishes with the +1. And Ben Thomas is asking for the foul way earlier, but they don't call it. They let him carry on. And that is what's fantastic about Policelli. He's just knocked down a 3. What does he do? They run him off the 3-point line.
And he'll go straight to the basket. And like, what did I say? When he's feeling it and he's hot, oh, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, and here it is.
Like, there's the 3. He knocks that down, runs him off that 3-point line, body control, finishes with the left.
Yeah. He had 17 points in that Bristol game. Yeah, you can see the intensity and energy as he brings his team within 2 and a free throw to make it a 1-point game. I told you it was going to be an Easter treat.
Yeah, an Easter treat for sure.
You know what? Sorry, as we've got time. What I loved yesterday, I was on the phone to Lauren as we see the stats talking about today's game. And her son asked her, "Why is the Easter bunny part of
Easter
of Jesus?"
Yeah, and I said because Jesus knew the bunny. Hendrix. I wasn't sure about that one, how to answer it, but
I wasn't sure either.
It's a great question.
You know,
because he was like, they don't even have eggs,
and there's no bunnies in the Bible story, so that was quite entertaining.
But not as entertaining as this game.
Absolutely. As Policelli is going to go to the free throw line.
He needs to knock it down though. What are the team shooting from the free throw?
What is it?
Both teams are not shooting. Cheshire right now are only 45% from the free throw line.
5 from 11.
Yeah.
And 4 from 6.
6, yeah.
And Dean Williams just came over and apologized again as he threw his sweaty arm wrist
yeah, he was
bandage.
trying to keep his He was trying to keep his... And
Let's
you
get
know
those
what?
steps in.
I get it.
Yeah.
You want that to be recorded, because does it even count that you've worked out today if you don't have your Apple Watch on?
It's very true. So Policelli is missed again, but Tobias Cameron picks up the rebound. Lovely job. We have to run for that. When I was playing, if you missed a free throw, box out. Zona! Lovely catch and turn.
I always say this when I watch. Zona is one of my favorites. He's just such a workhorse and does all those little things that, like I always say, aren't on the stat sheet. Like he will set a great screen, but then he got himself on the stat sheet.
Yeah, where Brown jumps that one in and celebrates big on that. He knew it, but down the other end quickly. You don't get back, they'll make you pay. Wow. Lions caught celebrating and don't get back on defense. McGusty, crossover. This is stunning. Tobias. Who's that given to? Sorry. And Sabonis, I'm going to blame it on him. His dad is not made out of glass. And he keeps getting in my way.
Yeah, same.
And head coach Sabonis comes from a tremendous family of hoopers. His dad, Sabonis, his brothers in the NBA, and Leonard. McGusty. Did it go in? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got it.
Okay. Here's Rideau. They double down on him. Nice little crossover. Steps through and one. That is massive from Rideau. He sticks with it and attacks Brown.
And that is what Rideau does. That is the Rideau way.
Love it or hate him. He constantly is getting to this sweet spot here. The crossover, the bump, and the finish.
Did he do a little jig then when he scored? A little
Shake.
A little shake.
Oh, okay, Rideau.
And knocked it down.
So that's Brown's second foul. Is Williams looking for Rye. Also what's great about Rye is that he can stretch the floor, but he's comfortable down here in the post. Drops it off to Scott. The double team Scott. McGusty's got 5 seconds to deal with Tobias, and the lovely job. Whoa.
But he's another one that's got, I mean, great body control. I sound like a broken record, but I don't think people understand when you are going against someone and that the force coming back at you to have that control.
To finish.
Finish.
Yeah.
To take the contact.
And it's stolen from Mo Salawade and floats in the air. Can't get it to finish though. Yeah, you're right. And McGusty is, he's battled some injuries this season too. He's got that hand taped up, had a hand injury. Loves that mid-range.
Oh, loves the mid-range.
And I'm so glad. First of all, you were a mid-range queen. Here's the steal, and this is the one you've got to finish, Mo Salawade. Where the game's kind of changed now, Lauren, where they, especially actually Cheshire play like this. They like a layup or a three-point
No in
shot.
between.
No in between. You as the queen, you had a nice jumper.
Thank you, thank you.
How do you feel about the game kind of getting away from the mid-range?
For comes like Ben, I get it, because you've got a team of three-point shooters. So why are you shooting a foot inside to just only get 2 points?
Percentage
yeah,
games.
yeah, I completely understand it. But we've just watched London, and you've got Philip loves a pull-up, you've got McGusty loves a pull-up, Rye loves a pull-up.
Yeah.
So I do think it is who you coach by now.
Right. In the corner, Rideau is out of bounds. Yeah, I'm all for it. I like all factors of the game, and I do also work the NBA, and I see SJ the mid-range king, and I love that he still keeps it alive, where it really has filtered down from the NBA of like a 3 or a layup. So talking of the MVPs, Aaron Wright was an MVP of this league, not last season, the year before. There he is finishing, and now Policelli trying to get the ball in and out and down the other end quickly. It's a foul here. I don't know who that's on. 6, Mo Salawade. Foul starting to, I would say like Christmas lights, but maybe Easter eggs.
Easter egg.
Starting to add up here. Multiple fouls are being called, and the thing is, referees are calling it both ways. Nobody's really getting away.
Yeah, absolutely. And both the refs are. It's pretty even both ways.
And the great thing about commentary, you know, when you were playing, you can't really talk crazy about referees. We're here. I say how I feel about referees.
Yeah. Do you know what though? These 3 refs that are here today are really good refs. I've been ref by all 3 of them, and I think they have a really great balance of letting the game flow. You know, not every day, but beat, finding that balance, but then also calling things like that. That was a foul.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. You're right. But also I find it's really hard to be a referee because, first of all, you've got to be down on that baseline before the person shoots a layup. So
it'd be hard to ref this game.
Yes.
How fast they're going.
You've got to be in great shape.
These refs are sweating.
Yeah, they are.
Today.
So, timeout is being called. And everyone is getting onto the referees as we were talking about them. But yeah, you've got to be in shape. You've got to handle pressure and call fouls when you're out of breath.
Yeah, and also just control the game, but without it making it about you.
Yeah.
You know, like without making it the referee show.
Oh, that's a great point. I like that. Yeah, nobody came to watch you referee.
No, sorry.
Yeah, and I find when the best games are is when you don't notice a referee.
Yeah.
That's when you've done a fantastic job.
Yeah.
But it ain't easy. You know, they got to pass fitness tests and know the game like nobody's business. You never have home court advantage because everyone
refs everywhere.
But I'm saying like the players cuss you out, the coaches get mad at you.
Yeah, I used to cuss everybody out.
Nobody has a safe space as a referee. They're always under fire. So both teams heading back onto the floor. A 5-point game with 1:20 left. A great first half of action here.
And a stat just popped up there, the points in the paint. Phoenix have got 22 points in the paint, and London have got 26 points in the paint.
Yeah.
So it's not far, they're not too far from each other, but like we said, they're getting to the basket.
Yeah, and we've seen some quick, even when you score, the other team is getting the ball out and in, and Cheshire have made London pay a good couple of times. Mo Salawade knocks them both down, and then a little full court press here from the Lions, but nothing too crazy. Rideau over to White, looking for the pass. Couldn't get it to Brenchley. Brenchley comes over. He sets his feet, and great rebound from Skylar White gives them an extra opportunity here. Rideau over to Policelli, and a great job from Policelli because Williams was all up under him, ready for the three-point shot. Here's Scott underneath, over to Williams. And a foul from Policelli, and he's upset with himself because he had his hands in. Is that his second personal foul?
Not too bad going into the half, but still.
He's upset with himself, but I'm loving how Policelli is playing.
Yeah, because he is that three-point threat.
And he can shoot from anywhere.
Oh,
You know?
anywhere, but he's really getting to the basket.
Yeah. And that's what's really hard, especially when you hit your first shot. It's great for you as an offensive player because now obviously they're worried about you. You're high in the scouting report in the three-point percentage, and so they're running and chasing him. Oh, and Scott here has been hit in the face. Just going to see who this is going to go on. The way Policelli's walking to the bench, it looks like he's picked up his third.
We jinxed him.
It's called the commentator's curse. So Zona comes in the game as Policelli is going to have to manage those fouls in the second half.
Scott's a little shaken up. Oh, he can't see. He's going to get subbed out.
He's been hit in the face, holding his eye. So McGusty has to shoot his free throws as he subs in for Scott.
I used to love being that store, but I used to think, stunning, go to the free throw.
You haven't played any minutes and then you just come in. Actually, well, McGusty has played. I can't remember his name, but in the cup final, Manchester, obviously that whole charade, broke out. But a guy had played 0 minutes, subbed in. Oh, McGusty's missed. I would be really upset.
Yeah,
and he subbed in. He hadn't played not a second and hit a point. So he had more points than minutes.
Oh,
very rare. You don't really see that often. And McGusty goes 1 from 2. Little full court press. So they try and trap. They do.
Jump.
Over to Zona. Good patience from Cheshire, understanding time and clock. Down low to White. He wants the 1-on-1. Nice turn around and reverse. Timeout from head coach Sabonis.
And that is one of my favorite things about Skylar this year.
Tell me.
He's really adapted his game. It was, last year I never saw him on the post.
No.
This year he's really worked on that, and he's so agile now around the basket. So he's like really expanded his game.
Do you know what? He re-watches the games.
Does he?
After every game. He's going to message us and say, wow, you called him agile. He is.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this.
Beautiful.
Stunning.
Yep. Nice baseline turn, use of his body and the reverse.
But using the defender's body.
Yeah.
Felt where his defender was there, span out of it. Little reverse layup. Look at him.
He is an energy player, that's for sure. You're right. He put in the work in the summer. He dropped weight, shredded, looks, in great shape.
In great shape. And I was saying that earlier, like, he's done so much work over the summer. Mm-hmm. And this is to any future basketball players listening. The summer is where you put in the work, where you cash all your checks, because then it really, really makes a difference when you're in season, because he's probably did thousands of those over the summer. Thousands, just getting on the post, spinning out of it, having someone defend him over and over and over again, and look at it's paid off now.
And you're right, his position on this team is so different. Where last season he was a three-point threat only. Now they don't need that as much when they've got, a Policelli, they've got multiple shooters.
Frenchly,
They now draw him down and use that mismatch against.
And then we say all that, and he's got 259 threes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, he's really, really worked on his game, and you can see it's paid off.
Yeah, but he's just a mismatch problem.
Yeah.
A big guy stretches him out to the three, a shorter guy takes him in the post. Well, last 10 seconds here, and McGusty asks Mo Solowade to come and screen, but he doesn't. McGusty wants the 1-on-1, floats in the air, and stings like a bee before half-time. So there we go. Wow, great finish from McGusty, and a 7-point lead going into the changing rooms. Lauren Thomas-Johnson wrapped that first half up for me. Wow.
Well, it was run and gun, full court press, energy, aggression, ego basketball, all the things that we like to see. It was just a battle.
And look, we wanted to look at the percentages, right? So both in the 50s, that's a great percentage.
Because they're not shooting well from the three, both teams aren't.
Both only hit
2 for 8 from the three, but they're getting to the basket.
Yeah.
Like we said, points in the paint, it's now London have 28 points in the paint and Phoenix have 26 points in the paint.
Yeah, and, you know, especially from Cheshire, dropping 22 last week and only hitting 2. But the rebounding game, you're right. Cheshire have 25, and they have 9 second chance points off of those rebounds. Assists, kind of low, but it's been a one-on-one game going back and forth. And
well, it's been rapid fire, hasn't it? Like, even this here. And there's a rebound.
Yeah, and a score. But one thing is that Cheshire are going to have to manage their fouls. They have 2 guys on 3 fouls and 1 on 2.
And one of them is Policelli, who they need.
Yeah.
Just because he's playing with so much energy and he's, like we said, he's got that 3-pointer and here he is there getting to the basket.
Yeah, Policelli leads Cheshire with 13 points. No other guy in double digits. And on London, like I talked about, that spread. Well, get yourself, I would usually say, a cup of tea and an Easter egg, and join me after the halftime content.
Now boarding the train of thought.
Football. There's a lot to consider. Form guides, injuries, tactics. Here's something simple. Early payout from Boyle Sports. Go 2 goals up and you'll walk away a winner. No matter what. When your team goes 2 goals up, you win. On singles, ACCAs, and bet builders. Back yourself at Boyle Sports, home of the early payout.
Get the shot to fall as Robinson's back down the floor, and oh, how did that drop? Robinson with the circus shot.
You know, I always felt like I was overlooked, so I just wanted to prove that I could play in any league anywhere. So like here they gave me the opportunity. I signed early, and I was focused on just making an impact. And I think that's what I've been doing. I just want to continue to just help my team win. I don't know why, but I could tell you it started maybe in high school. I went to Philadelphia Catholic School, and you know, I led the league in scoring, but I didn't get any looks that people that weren't performing as good as me were getting. So I just felt like I was overlooked, and I ended up going to a smaller Division II school. It was just a struggle, but I feel like it just built me up as an athlete, as a man, and just that's why I play with so much, like, I don't want to call it arrogance, but like bravado. You know, I just have a story behind me. So any chance I get to, you know, tell people, I tell them. You know, I always am gonna keep that chip on my shoulder as being overlooked because I'm not where I want to be in terms of my career right now. Like, I feel like I could be a lot better individually, and our team still has losses. So of course I feel like I could do more. So keeping myself thinking that I'm overlooked is gonna make me work harder. So there's always something to improve on. I feel like, you know, I didn't take much time to settle in. I felt like I was just, you know, at the first game, I was ready to just rip and run. I mean, obviously, like, I feel like there's some things I can be better at, but I feel like I've adjusted pretty well. I had a good off-season training, and, you know, I could just, you know, just jump into a really, really good league like this and be just fine as long as I got some good teammates and good coaching. I mean, we lost a lot of games that we should have won. There's times in the game where we slip up and stuff needs to change and we need to be better. So, of course, there's a lot more to come for us. But for right now, I feel like we're doing okay, but we could do a lot better. We shoot so many threes and we play at such a high pace that once we get stops and we score, like, we kind of just a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger, the run gets bigger. But it's not something that's, you know, premeditated. We just play, and then eventually the run's gonna come. So I just feel like we need to have a few more of those per game and negate the bad ones, you know? There'll be lows and there'll be highs. I feel like you gotta keep yourself grounded and keep yourself in the middle. Don't celebrate a win too much, or, you know, don't be too sad about a loss or a bad performance. You gotta always think of the next one. So whenever that game is done, you watch the film, close the computer, and move on to the next game about how you can be better. Just aggressive, you know, just determined, I'm gonna get to the shots I wanna get to. I'm gonna get fouled a lot. I'm gonna play fast. You know, I like advantages, so anytime I see a little slight sliver of light, I'm gonna take the lane. So yeah, just a scorer. That's all I say. Just a scorer, just a playmaker. Going to the basket is something I've gotten a lot better at. My dad used to, you know, get on me about going to the lane soft or weak, so he made me wear a mouthpiece, and once he did that, I feel like it just opened up me going to the lane because there was no fear of getting hit or getting my teeth knocked out. So, like, the mouthpiece, I feel like, was a staple to, like, me evolving as a driver. Individually, I mean, I feel like just everything. Anything I don't get, I feel like I left on the table. And then as a team, I feel like, why can't we win everything? Why can't we win the trophy, the cup, final, like, I don't see why we can't do it. So anything that I feel like we don't win or I don't win, we left on the table. So I come out and work every day, try to push the guys to get all that.
It's the first time we've ever had a major final in British basketball here at the AO Arena.
The 2026 Super League home final is underway. Harrison drains the three. Gale to the basket. Out to Hottinger. Three is good for Ronnie Hottinger. Lewis spins to the basket. Great finish off the glass. Ciara finishes under the basket. Gale dancing around the outside. Steps back. That will do it. The Sheffield Hatters are your 2026 Cup Final winners.
This has all the right ingredients to be a fantastic final.
Speed from Phillip getting to the rim. To the spin move. What a finish from Gale Savoy. Steps away. Johnson splashes. Another three. Jordan Johnson is on fire here in the final. Here's McGusty, and he's fouled as well. Jordan Johnson again. What a play from Tariq Phillip. McGusty does go, and McGusty from the elbow, and it is London who've made it 2 from 2. They are the cup champions.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.
Well, welcome back everyone to Cheshire, where London Lions are up by 740 to 47. We'll have a look at the stats before we get ready for the second half. And really, one thing I also want to bring out that's not on the stats is 21 bench points from London Lions, only 10. So really big when you're missing Robertson.
Yeah, and it's, we were talking about those 3-point percentages before that are quite low, and this is the fewest threes Cheshire have ever made in a game. This season is actually, it was 5, and it was actually against London in the semi-final. They've only gone 8 games out of the 35 games so far where they've failed to make 10 threes this season.
Yeah, so they've only hit 2, so a big part of their game, but we'll have a look. Also, a piece that is playing very well is Policelli.
He's leading all scorers with 13 at the moment.
There's a little highlight reel for you. He's 5 from 7 from the field, and also knocked down 2 threes as well. And that's it. He is changing, mix and changing. Nice steal here as well.
And he's made the Cheshire's 2 threes. The 2 threes that they've got, they come from Policelli. But we're saying that London are really trying to run him off that 3-point line. Like you said there, he knocked it down deep. But there, run him off the 3-point line, and he's going to get to the basket. And he is getting to the basket, getting the and-one as well, which is here. That dunk, stunning,
massive, and you know, a real energy piece. And especially there he is with his back towards us, and the braids is Robinson. He's second, actually. He's dropped down by of 1 point into the SLB scoring. He scores 20 points, Lauren, and when a player like that is not in your starting or able to play, how difficult is that?
It's a big hit for the team because you're missing a big piece of your puzzle.
Yeah.
And that's obviously then that's 20 points and however many shots that you've then got to try and other players have to kind of find, and it's just that rhythm that they're in when you lose that player.
Yeah, and he's scoring at a great rate from the 2-point strike. He shoots a good clip from the 3. He doesn't shoot many, but just under 64% from the floor. That is an outstanding number. That basically every time he touches the ball.
Exactly, and he gets to the free throw line.
And he gets to the free throw line.
And he knocks him down.
And he's first in free throw shooting, 138 free throws, and the next person under him is 96. So gets to the line. So 20 points missing, but what that does and gives an opportunity to somebody like a Policelli that can come in and
like a Brenchley, to come in and find their rhythm, find their shot.
Yes, indeed. Okay, well, the second half here is underway, and Cheshire Phoenix will have the first look at it. Backdoor, and Lindo is fouled by McGusty. And only 10 seconds
Lindo's one of them players where you can't fall asleep for a second because he can cut to the basket so well.
And that's McGusty's second foul. And you're right. And the change of speed with Lindo.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
Not that he doesn't look fast, but you'll just kind of be, you know.
Do you know what it is? It's the black shoes. I always think someone that wears black shoes.
Do you think?
My dad always just say, don't wear black shoes, you make you look slow. And I don't understand that logic, but I've gone with it.
Wearing black makes you look skinny.
Well,
the Cheshire boys look in shape in their black uniforms. Yeah, I wasn't a fan of black shoes, but here's Philip. Hands off to Cameron Tobias, or Tobias Cameron, excuse me. McGusty here behind his back, nice. Over to the corner, Dean Williams has to shoot with the shot clock. And that is great defense from Cheshire.
Great defense there by Cheshire. Just making them have to move the ball.
Yep.
Got it to Williams, and he kind of didn't know what to do with it.
And that's their first possession out of the locker room, you know?
Yeah.
They're really on the same page, setting the tone.
And we know sometimes Cheshire in that third quarter can be not have the greatest start. So the fact that they come out to a shot clock, brilliant.
Yeah, here's Cameron trying to find a pass, has to go up himself. Scott with the big defense. And Tobias cleaning the floor, but manages to get up his Phillip. Over to Scott. Brown, they've got past the ball, come on. Over to McGusty, he lines one up, overshoots it. And a throw that Lindo didn't even see coming. Euro steps, doesn't score though. And Rideau will shoot the three.
London wanted to travel then. They thought Lindo threw it to himself, but I think it was tapped by a London player.
Yeah. Thanks for that. So McGusty, he's got 8 seconds to work with now. They've already had one shot clock violation and a foul. That one's on Brenchley.
On Brenchley.
That's Brenchley's second.
Defense.
Down low to Scott. It's another one-on-one battle that I've been enjoying.
That strength.
Big
Scott's
strength
is incredible.
Rideau, Cameron. Rideau looking for the one-on-one to Brenchley. He lines one up in rhythm. And you can see Tobias and Tariq going at it again. And you know what? Philip needs to be careful because they know, you know, I don't want to call him a hothead, but he's very, what's the right word that we're looking for?
He is
boisterous.
Yes.
As he scores, he's energetic. He talks his talk.
He talks a lot of trash.
Of rubbish. So they'll pick on him to try and get him into that second technical or that foul. So he's got to manage his emotions. Cameron, he decides to line it up, can't get it to go. McGusty comes down with it. His eyes are up, and a foul is in called.
Who was that? Cameron.
Yeah. On Cameron, and that's his second foul. So some quick fouls being called. Scott over to McGusty. He lines that up, and there's one of those.
He loves it around the free throw line. That's his bread and butter.
He strings it. And a foul. I'm telling you, the bruises on Tobias's body.
He has been on the floor more than he's been on his feet. And you know what? I'm here for it.
Yep. He sacrifices his body.
He really sacrificed it. After the game, if I'm his teammate, we are high-fiving. I'm giving you one of my eggs.
Yeah.
One of the Easter eggs.
Here's Lindo trying to look for a pass. Defense is tight here, pushing Cheshire all the way out, and it's stolen from Williams. They've been careless with the ball here, and they foul Williams. And just, that was a good defensive possession from the Lions, pushing Cheshire far away from the basket. They couldn't even look and get a shot up.
Getting in passing lanes. One thing we don't want to do now is get this game to get scrappy.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, what does that look like? Just kind of loads of fouls? Or?
Just, yeah, like getting in the passing lane like that, but then, you know, ending it with a foul. You know, after you've played such great defense, then you've got a foul.
Oh, Dean Williams misses the free throw. And free throws are going to be big, especially as you come down
to the wire. Yeah. Absolutely.
So he goes 1 from 2. Sub comes in. Policelli comes in from Brenchley. Here's Rideau. Looking up. The roll from White again, looking for a pass. And Cameron looking is bumped by Shavar Reynolds Jr. That's his second foul. Out of bounds, 14 seconds, plenty of time. Trying to find a pass, gets it out to Lindo. Rideau comes over, here's the pick. He's got the mismatch that he once got hit in the face. And makes the referee stop. And
oh, it's getting spicy.
Well, a hit to the face. And the referee stops the game as Rideau
kind of composes himself. I think it was off that switch, wasn't it? Here we go, we can see it better here.
Anyway, Skylar White is blocked while we watch that. Tobias is fouled from Shavar Reynolds Jr.
And it's plays like that when I say scrappy, like that was great defense. You didn't have to bring your hand down
and foul
at the end of the possession.
Make him score a tough shot.
Yeah.
Misses the free throw. And Tobias with played 18 minutes today, and you know usually comes off the bench, but with Robinson, who we spoke about, is out, is who else is going to step up?
And he has stepped up, and he's done a lot of the things that aren't on the stat sheet, like putting your body on the line and being on the floor. But
here's McGusty. Crosses over, gets that step, and the foul. And is it a +1? He put 2 fingers at the referee, but I'm just going to see. Oh, basket good. And a push, and boy, that change of speed. And we talked about Lindo being fast. Well, McGusty just left Lindo in the dust. Look at this. Hold it. Wow, incredible, beautiful handles as Lindo moves to 3. What's that? Is that Lindo's foul? No, because he blew past him. So sorry, I didn't get to see who that foul was on.
Out of bounds,
So Rideau over to Policelli. He wants to attack Reynolds. Because he's in a bit of foul trouble here, taking his time, and a foul's been called.
And what Cheshire have been really good at is getting Reynolds in the post, making him having to guard someone who's posting up, and that's where he's caught all of his fouls, off that switch.
4 fouls he has, so he'll sit down. And you're right, they've really picked on him all evening, where they get the switch or they'll find, and this is the thing, the beauty about this Cheshire team, that every guy can post up, every guy can stretch the floor, and they really try and find your weak link, and right now he's been the weak link and has 4 fouls.
Policelli not happy there with missing that free throw.
Here's Magusti. Tested by Rideau on defense. Policelli, though, switches onto him. Magusti in his bag, and the handles trying to get some space. Turn around. Stunning.
You know he loves that.
Whoa.
You know he loves that.
Elite, brilliant move from Magusti. Does all the hard work and then just has to turn around. Policelli tries to get one to go. Mo Salawade and Diggins tied up, and a jump ball, and the arrow goes to the Lions.
Policelli's got such a quick release, and it's that left hand.
Yeah, he's a sniper, barely in his hands.
Sometimes I've always thought this, that sometimes a lefty looks a little unorthodox, but that's only because you watch so many right-handed basketball players play, but he doesn't look like that.
Yeah.
His shot is just so fluid and so smooth.
Yeah. It's a nice screen here from Lions to get Riot open, really smart. A nice back screen from Phillips, so Rye can go down to the post. He's another matchup problem in the post. So both teams, though, in team foul troubles in the bonus. So 4 minutes and 43 seconds. There's going to be a lot of free throws. There's our free throw stat. Teams have missed a fair few, but that means this quarter is going to take quite some time to get through. If every time a foul is called, free throws are going to be had. So Diggins brings the ball up. He's got the switch, the mismatch on Price. Nice little fake, shoots over Price. Soloade looks at head coach Sabonis for the play. Tariq Phillip back over to Soloade. Mo puts his head down, steps out. Brown takes a big hit and is out of bounds, and both of them going at it. You see that Brown kind of hit off Tobias there, so Tobias would come.
He's also really good at getting under people's skin. Yeah, I love that.
You know why? Because he's relentless, and that's annoying.
Oh, so annoying.
I don't know if he talks that much trash. I don't think he talks
I don't think he does. He just is relentless.
Yeah.
He does not stop, and I think as a player I used to hate that, but when you're on my team, stunning, loved it.
Great, exactly that. So here's Rideau. He wants a screen from Zona. He gets it, gets the switch, tries to find Zona, but misses him. Here's Diggins, drives under Rye, and you see how strong Aaron Rye is.
Great defense there by Aaron Rye.
Wow. Elite on both ends, Aaron Rye. He's looking for the one-on-one now, probing, finds Tariq Phillip, and he turns away.
The showboating.
Yeah, he talked about, and now he's on it.
That's that New York in him.
Yeah, and Policelli tries to answer, and Phillip comes down with the rebound. He goes over, and that's smart from...
Rideau's also another one that's a pest. Coach is not happy.
This is getting a little bit crazy.
A little bit spicy.
Okay, so what's happened is the cameraman on the court from London Lions has probably got up into Rideau's face, and then Rideau's reacted.
Okay.
So That's what is happening. You can see Coach.
Yeah, Rye's trying to escort him off the the court now.
And head coach Sabonis does the right thing and tells him to move away.
Yeah,
so we'll watch here. Look, this is a good pass from Phillip that sets.
Oh no, he didn't get. He was talking to him. He didn't. I thought he got in his face with the camera.
He pushes him.
Oh.
They're gonna have to talk about this.
Yeah, I've never heard this. A cameraman from your team getting involved. Can you get is that a bench tech?
Like it would be, but you can see Rye. This is a perfect, good job from Rye getting the media guy away. This is going to be a lot to unpick, and this gives.
I've honestly, in all my years, never heard of the cameraman getting involved. But you know what? It just gives London, doesn't it? They're all a bit cocky. They've all got that.
Yeah, let's have a look. So it was a great pass because Scott has the mismatch, and then he's talking and he gets pushed.
Rideau pushes him.
Yeah, he does. But
yeah. But I think it's because he said something to Rideau first.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a technical foul on Rideau.
So technical foul
on Rideau, yeah?
One second, guys. Just gonna figure this all out for you.
So Z is just asking the table what's going on as we. Oh, here we go. We've got some updates.
So Rideau unsportsmanlike and is out of the game.
He's out of the game.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And unsportsmanlike.
And the cameraman needs to go as well.
One sec. Unsportsmanlike foul on Rideau, a technical foul on Rideau, so he has to go. And also the cameraman, he doesn't get a tech, but basically in basketball terms, he's got a double tech and he's
ejected.
Out of it.
He needs to leave.
He needs to leave as well. So no more social media for the London Lions. Great refereeing there to figure. That was a lot going on.
That was a lot going on. I'll be honest, that's the first time I've ever heard a cameraman getting involved.
And getting a tee, basically.
It's frustrating that that's happened to Rideau, but that is when the game starts to get like this. As a player that is, you can't believe it.
He's sitting in the.
You can't believe it.
Yeah.
He needs to go back there and vlog himself. The first ever photographer to be ejected from probably not the first, I'm speaking, the first I've ever seen.
In SLB,
yeah, the first I've ever seen. Anyway, look at him, he's not happy.
Okay, so that's a first for both of us. And probably the drama for both teams right here. Just need to...
Also had Coach
Sabonis asking us questions. Coach, that's above
Coach,
my...
That's not my journey. That is out of...
That's above my pay grade. I'm just here to compensate. And so Scott knocks that down. And wow, so... He goes, so it was unsportsmanlike
and the
technical.
So that's also interesting. I didn't know often you could get an unsportsmanlike and a technical and be ejected.
Well, be two, double that.
Well, is an unsportsmanlike technically a technical? Oh, okay. Well,
you're allowed.
Is that what you're allowed?
Yeah. Equals. So
nobody's told me this, so I'm glad in.
1 second. Gosh,
so
and they get the ball, and they get the ball. So a lot went on there. Philip down to Scott. That's great. Really good offense.
This is where the game could turn in either favor, you know? All that's just happened on the emotions.
This is a big 2 minutes.
Yeah, London could run away with it, or Cheshire can get back into it.
Here's Zona, he shoots the 3, no, and there's a foul, offensive from Diggins, a push. And just like that, Lauren, it's a 17-point game. It doesn't feel like that whatsoever. I've just looked up on the scoreboard for the first time in quite some time. Diggins moves to 4 fouls, and we're just trying to manage everything, ladies and gentlemen, so just bear with us, because so much has happened.
So much just happened, and that was in those last 2 minutes. But like we said, it could be a turn where now London just go and they run with it, or Cheshire can bring it back if they feed off that energy. Can I just say though, every time I commentate here, the games are always, I must bring this energy.
And out of bounds play, good court press from Scott. Forces Policelli to step out of bounds. So that's a horrible mistake, especially when you have those technical fouls and scores on a possession and a real swing here. Kick ball. So this is a 20-9 quarter from the London Lions, where it's pretty been even. The biggest lead was 7 at halftime, and now, and that hits Cameron on the head and out of bounds because it was an air ball.
Scott was feeling himself there in that corner.
So, Solowade looking for a pass, he's got to get it in, he finds Philip, he resets as Skylar White flies at him and he knocks it down.
There he is.
Huge.
Doing what he does.
Brenchley, oh, that's a careless pass. Zona can't get it to go, and good finish from Zona, sticking with it. And you can see Cheshire in a full court sprint down the other end. The defense, here's Philip again. If this goes in, he's going crazy right now. You said he's got New York running through his blood.
Through his blood, he just plays like a New Yorker.
Cameron bumped and kick, and Lions ball, and the momentum here is really...
You can see how the shift.
Yeah, and the energy. But look at the body language of Cheshire. You know, they're not huddling together. Their heads are a little bit down. Here it is. This is good from White to fly out at him and reset, but that doesn't matter. He's locked in. And then Philip again creates that space and splashes it in. Back-to-back threes from Tariq Philip. And remember, at the start of the game, he had to go and sit on the bench to cool off. And it can't keep a bad man down.
You can't keep him down.
He's 3
and you know what? I feel like he is one of those players that thrives off. Like, that technical isn't something that would... Because I know there's a few players that if they... Like, I played with a player a few years ago, and she wasn't one of them players that would get a technical, and she got one. She got, like, a really bad unsportsmanlike foul, and it really rocked her, where...
Yeah. He thrives.
I'm like that. I thrive off it.
Yeah,
like,
he thrives off of it, and it's just, you know what you get from him. You know, here's the leading scorers, Policelli with 14, but they've nobody else in double digits, and this is where you do miss Robinson.
Yeah.
On the other side, 2 guys, McGusty and Philip, with 16 points. Well, what do you do here, Cheshire, going into this fourth quarter? Oh, excuse me, no, we're at 1 minute and 41, sorry, before the fourth. Well, what are you doing here?
Giving them back what they're giving us. Let's get in the passing lanes. Like, when you guys were doing that, and like I said earlier, the great switches on on defense, the switching on the post, with that communication. I think that's when the going gets tough. The first thing that drops is that communication. And that's what they're missing right now on defense.
So they got to dig deep is what Lauren says. Here's Price going against Skylar White. It's not easy. That's good defense, and they've called a travel. Down in London, you need an oyster. In Cheshire, it's just turnover.
Yeah, it's just turnover. We don't have oysters up here.
Yeah, great defense from White. Whoa, a turnover.
And they can't be making those mistakes.
Come on. And Ben Thomas has had a warning. Yeah, those turnovers. Look, London, 6 turnovers, that's it. And Cheshire, 11. And Cheshire have scored 4 points off of those turnovers, and London have scored 11. McGusty over to Price. Looking for a pass, finds Solowade. Solowade, eyes up, sets his feet. Wow, that's a really pretty.
He created so much space on that step right there.
As a hooper, that is brilliant. The way he can catch and release that's stunning, all in one motion. So out of bounds here, Policelli's probably going to try and answer back. Here he is. He creates his space. No, Tobias Cameron on the glass, working hard.
He's just such a workhorse. We're throwing the tees around now.
So technical foul.
And this is what we're saying about referees and controlling a game. I like that because...
That's it. They're saying enough
yeah, they're
is
saying,
enough.
listen, if you keep hearing your mouth, technical, you'll be gone with the photographer. Keep talking and you'll be with old boy outside. Vlogging. Like, let's keep it cute.
Yeah, indeed. And you're right about that. They're taking control because it did get out of hand. And that's it for both teams. You have to adjust. And you're right. They've had enough. Price, even he's not really that type of guy.
I was going to say,
he's not. But he's probably just said something in there.
But he's feeding off the energy of the rest of the team, which I understand. But the referees are like, even Price can get it.
Yeah, sure can. So the technical free throw, and now this is the fouls. The free throws for Cameron. Really cool is that his dad played here. Like
I know. Skylar just beat him in the threes.
Yeah, a really cool bit of history. So just Cameron used to play here. Okay, Mo Salawade trying to get his team in order. They don't know what they're doing though. Price needs to go play against White one-on-one and shoots over him. And they made something out of nothing. Well, the last 14 seconds here before we go into the fourth. Frenchley is up against Scott and Tobias Cameron.
Great put to the basket.
He's
Great
putting
find.
in a shift.
Yeah, he is putting on a shift.
Wow.
A well-deserved ice bath at the end of this game today.
He is having, you know, and not only, okay, we've joked around that he needs an ice bath and he's sacrificing his body, but those are tough shots with the defense all over you. That's not easy.
And because the team know he's strong, it's one of them, he gets it back. They go at him with so much strength.
Yeah, that's overthrown from McGusty. Just going to see how much is left on the clock. Just want to check on free throws as well. Cheshire are 15 from 25 and points off the bench. Look at that. 37 points off of the bench, and Scott. Sorry, I was reading stats and I missed it, but it looked like Scott got hit in the face again.
Yeah, he stood up in front of, I think Skylar kept going.
Well, the third quarter, we knew it was going to be in. Oh, technical foul on the bench of London Lions. They're clearly having this moment to talk to the referees. Let's have a look. Wait, we'll see. Here's Scott at the top of your screen. So Skylar White wants to shoot, and he stands there and takes the hit.
That is, yeah, I'm not sure then.
Risky business.
Yeah, that was risky business, but I'm not sure why there was a...
Technical foul.
Oh,
a tech.
Someone's just thrown a duck at the back of my head.
Chuck it back. Sorry, a lot going on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Technical foul, London Lions bench.
On the bench, yeah.
So they'll come back and shoot a free throw. Here's the stats, guys, while Chuck a duck is getting thrown at us. Okay, the rebounding game, no, Cheshire are winning. The percentages, only 3
points.
Yes.
Obviously, London have turned it around a little bit, have made some, but it's that stat we were saying. They've only made 3, which is so unlike them.
That is tough. Free throw shooting 60% for Cheshire, 64.
But that's how London have played defense. They've played defense to that 3. And I know Coach said that to you in your interviews at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
With 3s, you asked him, like, how do you coach that? How do you coach against that? And he mentioned, like, they love to shoot 3s. We need to try and get them to the basket. And they've done a great job at that, because 3 for 17.
Well, here's third quarter stats, and a lot happened there. LaQuincy Rideau has gone to the locker room with an unsportsmanlike, as well as London Lions social media camera guy. As they got into it, we had another technical foul on the bench.
On Price, then on the bench. Yeah.
So
it's like, remember when Oprah?
Yeah.
Call for you, call for you.
You get a card.
You get a card. You get a team. You get a team.
Skylar White has missed the technical free throw, so the score is 21, as they'll start with the ball with the first possession of the fourth. And 3 out of the 4 games, London Lions have put up 89 points, and they're on track for that. So Cameron over to Brenchley. He looks short on that one. It is Scott rips it down, and Mo Salawade comes to set their offense.
And you can tell how the shooting almost out of rhythm on the 3.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. And here comes Price. Oh, he decides to take on multiple defenders, and is an upgrade foul from Skylar White. Just a bit of frustration there. Throws Price down, so he's gonna just have to huddle. So we're 30 seconds in, and we started with technical free throws.
And now an unsportsmanlike.
Yup. And that's Skylar White's second foul. So Lions will get the free throw.
And we did call it in the beginning of the game, like the energy from both of these teams. The energy from both of these teams was gonna be a game like it is.
Yeah, it was oozing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was oozing. From when London came in in to do their warm-ups and telling the Cheshire crowd, yeah, let's go, let's go. It's like that.
They set the tone.
They set the tone.
They told Cheshire fans what they were going to do. Here's McGusty, throws it up to Price. Nice alley-oop, can't finish it though. Policelli is met by Ryan. He'll foul early, and those are one of those fouls that they like in transition. So that's Ryan's second foul, and this is what I like to call a privilege, when you've got this deep of a bench that you can foul and you can bring in more guys, and the bench can score just like your starters. Here's White trying to go one-on-one versus Williams. McGusty steals the ball. He finds Rye. Williams open. No, air ball hits nothing but Ellesmere. Poor air comes down the other side. Cameron takes his time, finds Zona, wants the one-on-one. His team's got to move though, but that's a nice touch.
Great from Zona there. Yeah.
I can see why he's one of your favorites.
Yeah, he's just so solid.
Well, I love a post player, and that is elite post work down low. So McGusty goes over to Williams, and right now the defense is just a few steps behind London Lions, and they've had multiple wide open shooters. Just their rotation is a step too slow.
Yeah, and I just think that the whole thing that happened, you can tell it shifted. And you know what? Losing Rideau, it's also really shifted the Cheshire energy.
Yeah, you're right, because he really pushes them and is the aggressor.
The court general, he sets the tone on offense and on defense. Like we said, he's a bit of a pest.
Yeah, you're right. So
and they feed off his energy.
Here's Policelli, floats in the air. Tobias Cameron gets the second rebound. They need this. Brenchley misses bad too, and the three-point drought carries on into the fourth. Williams against Lindo, trying to find his one-on-one. Policelli comes up with the jump ball.
And look at that, nobody wants to let go. Just men being there.
Yeah, I think that's been the perfect show of what this game has been.
That sums up this game for sure.
Nobody wants to let go. Nobody wants to be the guy. So Williams is upset that he's getting subbed out. Brings Brown Jr. in. So McGusty, he has 6 seconds to work with. He looks up at the clock. He knows it. Takes his time.
There it is. Pull up.
Can't get it to go. Policelli. Oh, the ball is tapped from behind, and another turnover. Salawade. Price comes up to screen. And Policelli finds Brenchley. Timeout from head coach Sabona, excuse me, is one thing he's going to do is coach and get his steps in. I wonder, does he have his upper watch in? No. Because he is up, but 22 points is the lead. And really it was that third quarter, Lauren, wasn't it, where just the complete momentum, the shift, the
energy shift, and it's just, it's like what I said with Cheshire. Cheshire sometimes do struggle in that third quarter. They did come out really, really strong. I just think losing Rideau, almost the break in the game as well. I find that sometimes as a player, like when you have something that goes on like that, and if you are up and you're in it and you're going back and forth, up and down, and you've had this whole break, it almost takes the air out the sails a little bit. And I think for a team like Cheshire that are so run and gun, to have a break that was almost 5 minutes. It will. Well, and then in that 5 minutes to lose a player, right,
and they lose that third quarter 30-16. That is where the big shift in this 22-point lead has happened. Policelli leads the scorers. He's finally got a couple guys matching him in double digits on the other side. Philip and McGusty have been stuck at 16 for quite some time. So 7 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock. I'm interested to see how Cheshire react here. Do they shut up shop and say, we're over it, or do you fight?
No, I don't think that's the Cheshire way. I think Cheshire will keep fighting. They never... Cheshire is also one of them teams where it'll be the last 2 minutes, you'll look up at the clock and they've brought it back to 8.
Exactly that. They've struggled from the three-point line, but they can get hot. I've seen it multiple times.
Absolutely.
Cheshire can light it up quickly. So can they do that or not? Price takes on 2 defenders. They're going to say Char. Travel.
Yeah, I was going to say he took 3 steps. And he took 3 slow steps.
Well, there's the turnover. Can they score? Because they've had a couple of empty possessions that they cannot afford. If you want to, you've got enough time. I mean, I've seen it being done, and especially like a team. Me and Dan have done multiple games where they're down 20. Is it the witching hour? He calls it. It's 7:18 in the evening. He calls 7 o'clock the witching hour. But they've got to take care of the ball. They've got to knock down shots, and they've got to defend like nothing matters.
They need stops.
Here's Policelli. Hangs in the air, can't get it to go. It's tipped out to McGusty, and those are one of those baskets that McGusty looking for the one-on-one by himself out to Brown. He sets his feet short, and the ball comes up to Sandy. And you also need that rebound. You've kept him to one tough shot. McGusty, good ball movement. Brown rims in and out. Policelli is looking up. Lindo, he's another lefty. No, and whoa, that is definitely a foul. Definitely a foul from this angle.
And Cameron again, just on the boards. He's just all over the place tonight.
He's been excellent.
He really has.
He's got 11 points, but he's drawn 9 fouls on him.
Yeah.
That means 9 times he's at least hit the floor today. 9 times. And he's just bounced back up, hard as nails.
He's definitely someone that he doesn't quit. He'll just keep till the end of the play, till the whistle is blown, till the buzzer goes. He's that player.
And I think it's really been big losing Robinson today, where you get your consistent scorer and a guy who can get downhill, and that creates so many different options. And then losing Rideau, you don't have.
Well, yeah, it's like you said with Robinson, he almost opens up the 3 as well for the team.
Yeah, it's true, because he gets to the rim so well. That's a nice floater from.
And he's so good at going to the rim and finding the open man as well.
Yeah, Sandy with his first bucket. Policelli nearly loses it. Lindo with the nice fake and kiss off the glass. So Shavar with the nice pass. Reynolds Jr. back into the game. He's got 4 fouls, so he has to be careful. Here he is. Over Zona.
A little pull-up. He's another one that looks a little pull-up game.
Lindo. Brenchley. Drives, takes the hits from Brown. Just gonna check that on Brown. That's Brown's 4th. So 3 guys for Lions with 4 fouls, only 1 for Cheshire. Knocks that one down. That's one of the fans, and really been good for him for knocking down 2. But these fans, I mean, they show up every Sunday.
Every Sunday, and so loud.
Honestly, I couldn't hear myself at the start of the broadcast. And so it's a 20-point game here. And Lions have it under control. And
that was a good take. Good finish.
Yeah. Reynolds Jr. slices up the defense. Here's Goodwin. The funniest guy I know.
Really?
Matt Goodwin, man. He's a Northerner, isn't he? He's one of you lot.
Now it all makes sense. When you said the funniest guy I know, then you told me he's Northern.
Yeah, he's a Manc. And honestly, comes from a great family and just works hard, and just talked about his time with London. Able to play against top guys every day. Here he is. And a turnover from Lindo, and there he is. And that's how you build trust with the coach to get more.
Come in and get a start.
Yeah.
And like you said, to play day in and day out with great players, it's just...
Yeah, but also practice and not get any minutes. Like, anyway, here's a foul, +1 from Policelli. As Shavar Reynolds knocks down the 3, massive.
And that's it for Policelli.
And he's fouled out. That is his evening. Finishes with 4-14. Unfortunate for Policelli. His evening is done. Adamu has subbed into the game. Also, Greg Wild will get his first minute. So, team starting to empty their benches. Remember, this is 1 versus 2 right now in the table. And with this win, as Adamu shows his speed, you know what he did there? Didn't shoot it with his left hand, he shot it with both hands.
Yeah. I felt like he was trying to go for a dunk, and then he thought, oh, I'm a bit too far away. I mean, I'm guessing I've never dunked a ball in my life.
We don't know what it's like up there.
But one thing I can say, I have gone to the basket on my left side and not used my left hand.
Yeah, you don't do that.
That's not my journey.
Yes, with this win, London Lions will clinch and wrap up the regular season. They needed Manchester to lose to Surrey, and that happened. I was very surprised by that. That was 94-77, and they also had to beat Caledonia, who's at the bottom of the league. So they needed a few things to fall their way, and this will be the last. So they have talked very loud and proud about this four trophies. As Goodwin here swings the ball. Adamu, Sandy. I think Adamu should have shot it. Here's Sandy. No, Diggins steals the ball back from Diggins.
Sandy said, one way or another, I'm getting on that stat sheet.
Wonderful job from Sandy. And slips out of Cameron's hands. Tough, I think a really tough day, and understanding how hard it is and how perfect you have to play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Against the Lions, you've got to shoot well, where Cheshire's known for their 3-point scoring. They haven't knocked it down. They're 3 from 20. Here's Goodwin trying to get on the stat sheet, and Williams cleans up the glass. Adamu asks for the pick, and the roll shut down. Here comes Wild. He takes the bump.
Drew the foul. Good job.
Yeah, I was saying at the kind of actually after maybe the trophy, Lions were like they were out of Eurocup, didn't make the playoffs, and they were very loud and proud about we're going for all 4. Okay. And it's quite a new thing I've seen, because we're humble slices of pie, you know, but they've been really loud and said, we're going for all 4. And I appreciate it, you know, they've said what they're doing and set out to
They're backing it up, yeah.
And they're backing it up. It's tough. Here's Reynolds, and he's fouled heavily, hit to the head.
And like you said, it is tough once you set that precedent and you say, we're going for all 4, we're doing this, we're doing that. You do have to bring it. You have to bring it. But let's be honest, London do bring it, and you can, like you said, you can see it in the ethos of the team. They are quite cocky. They are.
Yeah. Like it or not, you know, they step up. They talk the talk, walk the walk. Also, when you're number 1, the target is on your back every evening.
Every single evening, every time you play.
Yeah, and head coach Sabonis goes Coach of the Month in March. He goes 6-2.
But then he's going against Ben, who's also a really good coach. He coaches Cheshire so well.
That down, needed that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, he coaches them so well. He really coaches them to their strengths, no matter what team it is. And I love that, you know, they're going to have on the scouting report, runs the floor, shoots the three, do this, and he adapts to that, and he does coach the team really, really well.
So coming under 2 minutes as Goodwin throws that one, and that will be a Cheshire's ball. I don't know if I love Goodwin shooting that. Let the game come to you.
Listen, I'm putting it up.
Really?
I've practiced all them practices, and I've been sitting on that bench, I'm letting it fly.
Yeah, I'm ready to score. Here is Brenchley, takes on Williams, turns around, soft touch, no. Goodwin comes down the other end, full steam, and drops it off to Sandy. Good transition. So that moves them to 99. Here's Greg Wild, wide open. No, Brenchley, lovely put back and in. Adamu. Adamu gets Goodwin, and Sandy slows things down. It's probably the first time we've seen things being slowed down, but Adamu says, I'm shooting it. Over to Wild. Here's Brenchley against Adamu. Good little finish on the other side.
Brenchley doing what Brenchley does.
Goodwin. Oh, nearly stolen. Reynolds Jr. Goodwin. He's got 5 seconds. He's got to go, or they'll get a shot clock violation. Crosses over. Nope. Shot clock violation. Cheshire stay locked in that possession.
Too much dancing with the ball. Just go to the basket.
And that's what I'm talking about. The game not coming to him.
Yeah.
But I get it because there's 5 seconds, but the ball was with him 8, 9 seconds.
Yeah. If you're gonna go. Dancing with it at the top of the key.
Brenchley, he's somebody who's gonna go and not mess about.
And just like that, they've slowly brought it. I mean, it's still a big
20-point game.
Yeah, but they've stayed in it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It could have run away from them, but they've stayed in it.
Adamu, last couple of possessions here. Step back. Nope. And they've kind of got away from how they're playing and just going one-on-one ball, but they're up 20. Here's digging. Tough defense from Sandy. So, last possession of this game. And Shabar over to Goodwin. Goodwin floating in the air, can't get it to go, throws it and tipped out from Adamu. And you can see they're pushing, even being down 20, Cheshire a miss down there.
Yeah,
They're going to play their same way. And Cameron will take the last shot of the game, and that will do it. 79-99, London Lions come here on a business trip and finish up regular championship season here with this win by 20. Put an exclamation mark as Cheshire are the second in the table. A good game though, even though the last kind of thing got out of us. I would say till the third quarter, I was locked in.
I was locked in. It was a great game. That first half was just, you didn't know whose game it was going to be.
It was a 7-point game.
It was back and forth, back and forth. Even then, with it being 7 points, like Cheshire were not taking their foot off the gas and vice versa. But it was just that third quarter, and like I said, it was a big momentum shift when Rideau got his unsportsmanlike and then got ejected from the game.
Well, I spoke about a stat earlier on, actually. Got to give out a shout out to Dan Routledge, who talked about the scoring spread of London Lions, that they're on pace for the lowest scorers since 2018, where they're live stats. But guess what? The highest scoring player today for London Lions was 16. Tariq Phillip with 16 and McGusty with 16. So that stat still carries on. They also had Aaron Ryan with 12 and Shavard with 14. Here's our stats to finish and conclude this game.
And look at that 3.5 for 24. That's unheard of for the Cheshire Phoenix.
Especially when they dropped 22 last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Laurie. And they shoot 20% and or 21%, excuse me.
Yeah, and it's just.
And when their threes aren't falling, it's hard.
Well, it's hard for them because it kind of, because they are that, it's what we said earlier, they don't have that mid-range game, so it's either to the basket or the three. And once you take that three away and it's just all to the basket, which, yeah, they were going to the, how many points in the paint?
42 for Cheshire and 50 for
So they had 42 points in the paint, incredible, but when you take, that's a big chunk of their game, 5 for 24.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights. There was a lot to add to this highlight because it was everything and more. It had the starter, the main, and the dessert, plus the Easter egg on the side because there was so much that happened in this game, but Cheshire really good, but not enough to hold on.
Yeah, not enough, and we've said it before. I think Robinson not playing was a really
loss.
Yeah, it was
Massive
a really
loss.
big hit for them. I think not only his points and him drawing fouls. I think it also didn't help with the threes because, like I said, he can go into the basket. It does open up that three-point line for the rest of the team. He draws so much attention and draws so many fouls. I think that's also, what hurt them.
Cheshire also turned over the ball 17 times, and when you're playing a team like London Lions, they'll make you pay. They scored 18 points off of those turnovers.
They'll convert that, yeah.
Indeed. Well, Lauren, thank you for joining me, and it was a great game. London Lions have figured out a way. They have collected their third trophy, and everyone have a lovely Easter. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, happy Easter.
Have a good night.
Super League basketball is leveling up British hoops. This isn't just a league, it's a movement you can feel and see in the stands. From the first tip to the final buzzer, the story is written. Every drive, every shot, and every moment. Rivalries run deeper, games hit harder. One pass, one dunk, everything can shift. Legacies aren't given here, they're earned. New stories are ready, and new champions are coming. Season 2 is here. Stand tall for British basketball.